Wendy sobbed even louder when she heard that. Please don't do anything like that ever again, Ms. Linker. We're all going to keep you company as you go through this. She still has us by her side, so she shouldn't have to resort to suicide. Wilma's face was incredibly pale, and she felt as though someone had dug a huge chunk out of her heart. She couldn't bring herself to accept the fact that she had lost everything. I'm sorry I disappointed you, Ms. Sophie, Wilma said as she closed her eyes and tried to disperse the sadness in them. I didn't want things to end like this, but I didn't have a choice. Just thinking about that child is enough to keep me up at night. Sophie shook her head. You still have us, Ms. Linker. You can always talk to us if you ever feel depressed. I'll do my best to help you out with your problems, so please don't do anything like this ever again, okay? As Wilma would require treatment from a psychiatrist, Sophie had taken the liberty of finding her the best psychiatrist available. Even so, she would still need Wilma to cooperate with the psychiatrist in order for the treatment to be effective. I would like to resign, Ms. Sophie. Right now, I don't feel like doing anything at all. Leaving this place might be the only way for me to recover from all this. The heartache was so intense that every second she spent in that city felt suffocating. What are you saying, Ms. Linker? Transfix Cosmetics is your life's work. How could you just leave like that? Wendy exclaimed while staring at Wilma in shock and disbelief. Wilma founded Transfix Cosmetics and developed it herself. It held an incredibly important place in her heart. They could not believe that she was going to abandon Transfix Cosmetics. Don't worry about this for the time being, Ms. Linker. You have all the time in the world to reconsider this decision after you fully recover. If you still wish to resign then, I will grant your request. Nothing could possibly be more important than a person's health, and Sophie did not want to agitate her any further at the moment. However, if Wilma still wished to resign after recovering fully, she would approve of her resignation. All right then. Thank you. Wilma was still weak after waking up. She got tired after having that brief conversation. Sophie stopped disturbing her from resting, but she and Wendy were too worried about Wilma to leave her alone, so they decided to stay and look after her instead. Wendy spent the entire night crying in the corridor. I knew nothing when I first started working at Transfix Cosmetics. It was Ms. Linker who took me under her wing and guided me one step at a time. Ms. Linker would always help me out whenever I got bullied, but now, she's going to leave the company. Ms. Sophie, what should we do about Ms. Linker? She asked with tears in her eyes. Sophie gently patted her on the cheek and said, You let me worry about that. For now, just take some time off work and look after Ms. Linker here. As if everything that had happened to Wilma wasn't bad enough, she was all alone in that city with no relatives to count on. Okay. Maybe you should head on back, Ms. Sophie. I'll stay here and take good care of Ms. Linker. It's fine. I'll stick around for a little while longer. In that case, you keep watch while I go use the restroom. We'll switch after I get back so you can use the restroom too, Wendy said and walked away. Tristan wrapped an arm around Sophie's shoulder and let her lean on his. Wilma is fine now. You should try and get some rest too. Sophie nodded and rested her head on his shoulder. Wilma was a really capable employee and a caring person who took great care of her subordinates. Sophie found it hard to let Wilma go. You've done everything you can by making all the necessary arrangements. Only a psychiatrist can help her out now. There's nothing more we can do for her at this point, Tristan said. He literally could not think of anything else that they could do for Wilma. Yeah, you're right. Sophie and Tristan waited until Wendy had returned from the restroom before leaving. Upon arriving home, they saw Isabel squatting outside the mansion all by herself like an abandoned kitten. What is the deal with her? We've only just resolved one problem, and another one presents itself. Tristan knitted his eyebrows at the thought of that. Sophie walked up to Isabel and sat down next to her. What's wrong? Why are you here all by yourself? Isabel did not call them before coming over, so they had no idea what happened to her. Isabel slowly looked up at Sophie. Sophie. Felix and I broke up. Why? Is that why she looked so depressed? Don't ask me why. The point is, we broke up, and we won't be getting back together this time. What exactly happened, Isabel? Tristan asked with a frown. These two people are so troublesome. Could you let me spend the night with Sophie, Uncle Tristan? I'm really upset. Why did you break up with him if it makes you upset? Do you even know what you're doing, Isabel? Tristan was losing his patience with her. I know she's a drama queen and all, but she's taking things way too far. Don't judge me if you don't know anything. Uncle Tristan. Isabel snapped back at him. I'm already super upset as it is. Can't he at least try to comfort me or something? That's enough. Tristan. I'll keep Isabel company tonight. Don't say anything further. Sophie then pulled Isabel to her feet. Come on in. Honestly, what is wrong with everyone today? After entering the mansion, Isabel sat on the couch and curled herself up into a ball. Suddenly, Tristan got a call from Sean. Do you know what happened between Felix and Isabel? Why did they break up all of a sudden? Felix has been drinking so much that he could very well drink himself to death at this point. How would I know what happened between them? If I had to guess, I'd say it's probably because of something Isabel did. Anyway, you should take care of Felix before he hurts himself. Felix had always been putting up with Isabel's shenanigans, so it was obvious that Isabel was the problematic one. All right, I will. Still, judging by the state Felix is currently in, I'd say things are pretty serious this time. It's not easy finding and being together with someone you like, so why can't these two just have a normal relationship like every other couple out there? Seeing as he would not be able to get any answers out of Isabel, Tristan had no choice but to look for Sean and the others. Just like that, Sophie and Isabel were the only ones left in the mansion. Now, can you tell me what really happened? Of course, I won't force you to talk about it if you don't want to. Sophie knew how much Isabel liked Felix. She couldn't understand why they would break up like this. I do like him very much, but he can get really out of hand sometimes. He threw a tantrum all because had a brief conversation with another male singer. Can you believe that? I really like Felix, but I also like singing very much. Even if I weren't a singer, I would still have male friends in my social circle. It's impossible for me to only have female friends, you know, Isabel said while leaning against her shoulder. If Felix is going to behave like that all the time, then I might as well end our relationship right here. Were you the one who asked for a breakup? Sophie asked as she knew Felix would never want to break up with Isabel. Yeah, but I'm really upset about it. Isabel replied. Felix has no right to control who I socialize with. Sophie patted her back. At that moment, she really didn't know what to say. After all, Isabel was the one who requested the breakup, yet now she was so upset. Tears welled up in Isabel's eyes. Ultimately, she couldn't stop herself from crying. What's the big deal? Perhaps I'll meet a better guy next time. Sophie, do you think I'm a horrible person? That must be it. I must be terrible, so things turned out to be like this. That's enough. Quit overthinking. Go upstairs, take a bath, and get a good night's sleep. We'll talk tomorrow. Sophie figured their breakup was probably just a lover's spat. Even if Isabel wanted to split up, Felix would never agree. No. I want to drink. Why don't you keep me company? How can I possibly sleep now? I know all of you think I'm just acting up, but I'm very serious this time. Isabel went to the wine cellar to fetch a bottle of wine. She also retrieved 2 wine glasses before returning to the room. Instead of sitting on the couch, she plumped down on the cashmere carpet. Isabel poured Sophie a glass of red wine and handed it to her. Then, she started drinking. Do you really think you can forget Felix like this? She shouldn't have suggested a breakup so easily if she still likes him. No one's heart is made of steel. Everyone gets hurt. Sophie, you're now my friend. You should take my side. Do you understand? Isabel didn't want to think about those problems at that moment. There's nothing that can't be forgotten. Sophie shook her head, knowing there wasn't a point in trying to talk sense into Isabel at that moment since the latter simply wouldn't listen. She took a sip of her red wine. Have you had your dinner? Sophie hadn't eaten her dinner, having just returned from the hospital. Her stomach was growling at that point. No, I don't want to eat. I just want to drink. How can I be in the mood to eat now? Right then, Sophie's phone rang. Seeing it was a call from Tristan, she hastily answered her phone. I ordered dinner for both of you. You don't need to worry about Isabel. Just have something first. Isabel doesn't deserve sympathy. How can she be so dramatic? Okay, I got it. I was just planning to order takeout. He's so thoughtful, making sure everything is taken care of, for me even when he's out. I'm so touched. I'm going to hang up now then. You should rest early. Sophie was already exhausted that day, yet she had to deal with that mess when she returned home. Okay, I know. Don't worry. Just then, someone knocked on the door. Sophie ended the call and brought in the takeout. Tristan had ordered quite a lot, and it was all Sophie's favorite food. She placed all the food on the dining table. Have some too. Drinking alcohol without eating isn't good for your stomach, Sophie said. Seeing all the delicious food, Isabel ultimately ate some. Sophie, Uncle Tristan cares so much about you. Felix cares a lot about you too. You should cherish him. Sophie had witnessed and acknowledged all the things Felix had done for Isabel. She had no complaints. That's enough. Can you stop mentioning his name in front of me? Isabel didn't want to hear Felix's name at all. Let it be. It's not a big deal. Fine. I'll stop. I'm just afraid you'll regret it later. I won't regret it. I'm Isabel Lombard. There are so many people who like me, so why would I ever regret this? Despite the heart-wrenching pain in her chest, she stubbornly refused to admit she would won her decision. All right. Whether you'll regret it or not, just have some food for now. She can't keep drinking on an empty stomach. Okay. Isabel listened to Sophie and sat cross-legged with her on the floor, eating together. After they were full, they continued consuming alcohol. In the end, Isabel drifted off on the couch in exhaustion. Noticing she was asleep, Sophie carried her to the guest room and placed her on the bed. After tucking Isabel in, Sophie went to her room and took a shower before tidying up the living room. By the time she finished, it was already midnight. She couldn't help but call Tristan because he hadn't come home yet. Are you coming home tonight? She figured he might not return that night since it was already so late. I won't be back tonight. How's Isabel? Is she asleep? She slept. Don't worry. She's fine. Okay. You don't need to bother with her. Get some rest yourself. All right. I'm going to sleep now. After hanging up, Sophie went to her room to turn in for the night. Meanwhile, Tristan, Sean, and the others were keeping Felix company. Honestly, I don't know what else I can do. I thought I was doing well, but in the end, this is the outcome, Felix chattered continuously after he was drunk. You all know I've liked and protected her for so many years, but why did we still end up like this? Are we really not meant for each other? Felix had repeated those words countless times. The other three had also drunk a fair amount with him. Felix, if staying together makes you too miserable, then break up. It's time to cut your losses. Tristan uttered straightforwardly. Even though Isabel was his niece, he wouldn't defend her. Felix, a grown man, cried after hearing that. How can I do that? I stayed by her side for so long because I wanted to be with her. I even planned our wedding, yet you're telling me to give up. How can I give up? But aren't you two broken up now? Tristan was speechless, not understanding how those people could be so dramatic. Felix continued swigging the alcohol. Sean shook his head. Men troubled by love are so pitiful. Charles was also surprised. They seemed perfectly happy most of the time. So what happened today? Why did things suddenly end up like this? Love is truly frightening. In the end, Felix couldn't speak further and dozed off on the couch. Let's bet how long Felix can hold out. There's no way the two of them would break up for real, Sean said. 3 days. Tristan chimed in. At most a month. Charles uttered. He's so pathetic. Is it really necessary for him to be like this? Women shouldn't be pampered too much. Otherwise, they'll start walking all over us. Of course you should spoil your woman. Tristan thought there was nothing wrong with that. People like you will definitely be henpecked when you're married, Charles replied in resignation. They're too spineless. Women should be properly disciplined and submissive to their husbands. Sure enough, the next day, Felix called Isabel. However, she had already blocked his number. Realizing he had been blocked, Felix grimaced. The other 3 men had also woken up and weren't surprised to see Felix's darkened expression. Could something have happened to Isabel? I can't get through to her phone. Felix, can't you be a little more dignified? What could possibly happen to her? She's probably sound asleep at the moment. To preserve your household status in the future, you shouldn't take the initiative to look for her. Get it? Felix glanced at Charles. A person like you, who hasn't even been in a relationship before, shouldn't be giving your opinions here. Charles was left speechless. Well, you're in a relationship and see how much of a mess you're in. Did Isabel block you? Sean exposed the truth instantly. Felix had nothing to say. She really wants to break up with me, huh? Despite the pain that Felix was in, there was nothing he could do. I thought I could give in to her no matter what. I've never expected the outcome to be like this. If you keep giving in to her, it'll be really tiring. Perhaps both of you just aren't suited for each other. Breaking up might not be a bad thing, Tristan said. What are you talking about? Why do you keep looking forward to us breaking up? How does it benefit you? If both of you keep breaking up and reconciling, you'll disturb me and Sophie. Look, I was accompanying you instead of Sophie yesterday. Who needs your company? Felix clutched his hair. Fine. I won't keep you company anymore. I'm going to send breakfast to my fiancé. My deepest condolences to you. Sean and Charles fell speechless. You? If it was someone else other than Tristan, Felix would have punched the living lights out of the person. That was simply too much. He had just been dumped, yet Tristan was blatantly showing off how loving his relationship was. No one could possibly withstand that. If I fight Tristan, will I be beaten to death? Felix asked the 2 people beside him. You can try. They had no qualms about that. In fact, they would spectate by the side. Felix trembled at the thought of being taught a lesson by Tristan. Forget it. If I can't win him in a fight, I'll just endure him. What else can I do? If you want to fight me, I'm ready to entertain you any time. You can choose the place and date. Tristan was not angry at all. Felix clenched his fists. Why don't you do it now? Since both of us have time, we can judge who the stronger one is between you 2. Charles did not mind fanning the flames. Anyway, since he was not going to be the one beaten up, there was nothing for him to be scared about. Felix slumped on the couch. Forget it. Let's do it another day. I'm not in a good condition today. He closed his eyes. I'm going to send breakfast to my fiancé then. Bachelors like you can do whatever you want. Tristan bought breakfast on his way back. When he returned to the mansion, Sophie was already awake and working in front of her laptop. Isabel was still sleeping. After placing the breakfast down, Tristan went to call Sophie over. Did you like yesterday's dinner? Yeah, it's quite good. We devoured everything. Although Isabel had said that she was not hungry, she had gobbled everything down and finished all the food. Isabel didn't create more trouble for you, did she? All Isabel, that annoying girl, does is trouble others. No. She drank too much and fell asleep. She drank 2 bottles of your red wine. Those bottles of red wine were quite expensive too. Just let her drink. She was his niece, after all. Those 2 bottles of red wine did not matter much. There's nothing else. Why did you come all the way here instead of heading to Lombard Group directly? I'm here to send you guys breakfast. Oh, this man. We could have just ordered in for breakfast. He didn't have to make a special trip here. What about Felix? How is he? He must be in a horrible state. Everyone has witnessed how much he sacrificed. Ignore him. He brought this upon himself. After all, no one forced him to like Isabel, who had been spoiled since young. She never cared about how others were doing. Okay. After both of them finished breakfast, Isabel was still sleeping. Why don't I wake her up? If all of us are gone, something might happen to her if she's alone. It's fine. Just call her assistant over and let her sleep for a while. Since there was nothing important at hand, Isabel could just take leave from Jipsdale University. That works too. Sophie made a call to Isabel's assistant and summoned him over. After Tristan helped Isabel take leave from school, both of them left the mansion. Did Nicholas bother you? Since Nicholas had gone over for Sophie's sake, he would definitely not mind his own business. No. I can deal with him. You can just ignore him. She had already decided to erase all traces of herself from Nicholas' memories. However, since she was still planning it, she would not tell Tristan first. If he dares to bother you, tell me. I'll handle it. That idiot. A fight would break out between us one day. Okay. Tristan sent Sophie to the medical association. When she arrived, she was not surprised to see Nicholas there. Sophie, you didn't forget what you said, right? You promised to treat me. I didn't forget. Tell me what problems you're facing. Actually, I really think that there's nothing wrong with me. It's you guys who think that I have a problem. All he did was like someone. There was nothing wrong with that. I'm serious, Sophie. I won't force you to do anything. Can't we just be friends? Haven't I told you clearly, Nicholas? Knowing that you like me, I can't be friends with you. It's impossible. You. Nicholas felt slightly angry. Is my request too much to ask? It isn't, right? All right, you can leave now. I've got other things to deal with. It was genuinely a busy day for her. No. I'm going to keep you company here. You're disturbing me, Sophie snapped. I'll eat lunch with you at noon, then. If you agree, I'll leave immediately. Nicholas said shamelessly. This is not over the top, right? It's just a simple lunch. Nicholas, I know you have nothing to do, but I'm really busy. I don't have time to entertain your games, nor do I want to take part in them. Sophie thought that there was absolutely no need for that. Sophie, you probably know that I won't give up so easily. Why are you so heartless to me? You treat everyone else with such kindness, and me with such cruelty. Nicholas felt extremely hurt. We don't belong in the same world. I don't think I ever said I like you either. It's you who insist on pestering me. What kind of attitude do you think I should be showing you, then? No matter what you do, I'll never like you. Go back. This place doesn't belong to you. Ha! Despite all his anticipation, this was the outcome that eventually confronted him. How about this? Sophie, give me a week. I only need 1 week. After that, I definitely won't bother you again. You have no right to negotiate with me, Nicholas. A week. I won't even give him a day. She would absolutely not do anything that would make Tristan unhappy. Fine. Looks like you aren't in a good mood today. I'll treat you to a meal another day. Nicholas had no choice but to leave. If this tense situation continued, Sophie would utter even more mean words, which would hurt him like daggers stabbing his heart. He did not want to continue listening to them. He had to find a way to leave with dignity. Aureus came the moment he left. I think your method sounds good. Tell me if you need any help. Nicholas was not someone who would give up easily. Since no one would benefit if this continued, she would rather resolve it earlier. She wanted to erase all traces of herself from Nicholas' memories so that he would not come looking for her again. Yeah, I think it's a good idea too. Since she did not like him back, she would rather eliminate her existence from his life. That way, he would not be in so much pain either. Otherwise, no one could ever anticipate the kinds of things he would do. Nicholas found an extremely skilled hypnotist, specifically to target me. Nicholas wanted to hypnotize her. If she had not known about his plans, the thought of wiping his memories would not have even crossed her mind. Since she liked Tristan greatly and did not want to take any risks, this was something that she had to do. Nicholas is just crazy. He's too obsessive with his love. If someone really hypnotized Sophie, the consequences would be really dire. After settling everything at the medical association, Sophie headed to the hospital. She had hired the best psychiatrist, Caroline Harrison, who had talked to Wilma in the morning. She went to look for the psychiatrist immediately after arriving. How's Wilma, Dr. Harrison? Don't worry, Ms. Tanner. I've seen a lot of patients like Wilma, so I'm quite confident. Considering her immense influence in the field of psychology, Caroline had the means to cure Wilma. Thank you, Dr. Harrison. You're very welcome, Ms. Tanner. You helped my husband with his surgery the previous time. Since you're friends with Wilma, I'll try my best this time. Okay. Sophie had not expected the patient she had operated on to be Caroline's husband. After listening to some things to take note of from the psychiatrist, she went to visit Wilma. When Wendy saw Sophie, she exclaimed happily, "Ms. Sophie, Dr. Harrison is really amazing." Ms. Linker's mood improved significantly after she spoke to Dr. Harrison. She ate quite a lot for lunch too. That's great. Why don't you go back and rest first? Wendy had been keeping Wilma company. She must be tired. It's fine, Ms. Sophie. I'll just stay here with Ms. Linker. She's just like my biological sister. How can I leave when she's facing a difficult time? Okay. Sleep for a while then. There was an additional bed in the hospital ward for guardians, so Wendy could sleep there. Sure. I'll sleep for a short moment. Since she was used to taking afternoon naps, she felt tired after missing her nap that day. Soon, Wilma woke up and saw Sophie. I'm really sorry for constantly troubling you, Ms. Sophie. She really did not wish to be like that. However, she just could not control her body sometimes. Ms. Linker, don't think about anything including the company. Your health is the most important thing now. All of us just wish for you to be well. Yeah. I'm really grateful to have everyone by my side when I'm like this now. If I were alone, I really wouldn't know what to do. Having always thought of herself as an independent woman, she did not expect herself to be so weak at a moment like that. You're already doing an amazing job, Ms. Linker. Sophie just wanted to console her. Yeah. Wilma had found out that Caroline, the psychiatrist whom she had met that morning, was an extremely prominent figure in the field of psychology. Ms. Sophie probably owes someone a favor just to help me. I think I'm much better now, Ms. Sophie. I want to be discharged from the hospital. Perhaps the only way for her to forget everything there was to leave the place. Okay. I'll ask the doctor later. If she says that you can be discharged, we can just leave. Sure. Even though she never wished to bring trouble to others, she had already unknowingly burdened so many people. Sophie accompanied Wilma in the hospital for a while longer. When Wendy woke up, she saw that Sophie had already ordered food. Are you eating with us, Ms. Sophie? No, I'm meeting my boyfriend. You can stay here with Ms. Linker for another 2 days. Don't worry, Ms. Sophie. I'll definitely keep her company. Sophie left the hospital and saw that Tristan was already waiting there. She walked over and got into his car. Let's pick Isabel up at TS first. She's been in a bad mood recently. Let's have a meal with her. Okay. Isabel was his niece. There was no way he could just ignore her. When they arrived at TS, they bumped into Mark and the other four who were about to go out to eat. Sophie, it's been ages since we've met. Why don't we have a gathering today? Another time. I'll treat everyone to a meal then. Thank you for your hard work during this period of time. The Wheelers were in the midst of recording their new song. They would definitely be tired every day. Okay then. Let's eat together another time. Although Sonny was disappointed, he knew that Sophie had a lot of things to settle. Don't overwork yourself. Take care. Thus were the lives of talented people. They often had to deal with multiple things at once. I know. You don't need to rush with your new song either. Take it slow. The quality was the most important thing. Fans, who now had higher expectations for singers, would easily complain that the songs released now were inferior to the oldies. Don't worry. There's nothing to nitpick about the quality of our new song. They were singer-songwriters and were extremely confident in their song. The Wheelers were becoming more popular as the days went by, although many sponsors had reached out to them. Sophie had never forced them to entertain anything irrelevant. She genuinely wished for them to focus on their singing, unlike their previous company. She took great care of them, and they managed to rise in popularity. That was quite a nice feeling to have. Okay. Since you have other things on, we won't keep you back any longer. We'll go ahead and eat first. Not wanting Sonny to keep pestering Sophie, Mark dragged him away. Remember what you said, Sophie. It's been ages since we've eaten together. We must meet one day, yelled Sonny even though he was being dragged away by his leader. Don't worry. I'll definitely treat all of you to a meal one day. Take it as a reward for your hard work. It must have been tough on them to record a new song. All right. I'll get going now. Mark, what are you doing? Why do you keep pulling me? I can walk on my own, said Sonny, displeased. What's Mark doing? It's just a meal. Is that not allowed? Why does he keep trying to pull me away? I have dignity too. This is so embarrassing. Finally, Mark let Sonny go and adjusted the latter's hoodie. Sophie's busy. Don't keep bothering her. After all, they had a close relationship. It would not change much, even if they had not eaten together for a few months. Fine. I get it. Let's go get something to eat. What shall we have today? What about fried chicken? I haven't had that in ages. Why fried chicken? We should be getting a proper meal when we finally have the time to eat together. After all, it was only right for them to have a proper meal after working hard recently. So, which one will it be? Seafood or barbecue? Sonny was fine with anything. After all, he could get a piece of fried chicken for himself as supper if he really craved it. He missed the taste of it after not eating it for a long time. Sonny, the new song you wrote is great, praised Mark. Sonny had been giving songwriting a go recently, and his first work turned out great. Of course. I told you we could do it, said Sonny. Thanks to the words of praise, a sense of pride surged within Sonny as he hooked his arm around Mark's shoulder. Mark, we're doing well, aren't we? We can do the things we like now. It was a great feeling. Yep. We're doing great now, assured Mark. All they needed to do at that moment was to focus on writing and singing songs instead of doing nonsensical stuff. Every time they released a song, Sophie would always manage to find good resources for them. Things were going well. So you shouldn't be sad anymore, said Sonny. The way Mark had been looking at Sophie made the others' hearts ache. It was hard for anyone to give up on a person they loved, especially when that person was exceptionally outstanding. I'm fine, Sonny. Really. I'm doing great now, promised Mark. After all, humans could not be so selfish all the time. Isabel was not in a good condition that day. It was not until the afternoon that she woke up and went to the office. Upon arriving at the office, she began learning the dance from the professional dancer there. Alas, she had not mastered it after spending the entire afternoon there. Now that the professional dancer had left, She was all alone. Hence, she lay sprawled on the wooden flooring. Damn it. Why do I feel so terrible when I'm the one who suggested we break up? Ugh. This is driving me crazy. Her mind was filled with thoughts of Felix. She could not help but wonder if he felt terrible when she suggested the breakup. At that thought, Isabel got to her feet to continue dancing. Unfortunately, she was so distracted that she twisted her ankle when she turned. Ah! Isabel fell to the ground and burst into tears. She did not know if she was crying from the pain or because of something else. Sitting on the ground, she hugged her knees and wondered why she was so useless. I'm older than Sophie, yet she always does everything better than me. I, on the other hand, am a complete mess. This is such a shitty feeling. Both Sophie and Tristan saw Isabel crying on the floor when they entered. It was a heartbreaking sight. Thinking Isabel was crying over her breakup with Felix, Sophie approached the former and asked, "What's wrong?" Isabel looked up when she heard Sophie's voice. "Sophie, I'm terrible, aren't I? I can't do anything well. I can't even master this dance after learning it the entire afternoon." Sophie held Isabel's shoulder and let the latter lean on her. "You're doing great. Your new album's doing great. Besides, you're not a singer, dancer. It doesn't matter if you can't master it. Don't stress yourself out too much." Sophie handed her a piece of tissue. "If you're crying because you broke up with Felix, then that's not necessary. You're the one who suggested it. Felix should be the one crying instead," commented Tristan. "Poor Felix. It's a pity he fell in love with a terrible person." "Uncle Tristan, whose side are you on? How is this my fault? Why do you guys always think it's my fault? I put time and effort into this relationship. I'm heartbroken over this breakup, too. It's just Felix doesn't understand what I'm thinking." "All right. Looks like you're fine since you can talk so fiercely." "I sprained my ankle," said Isabel miserably. "My ankle's probably swollen by now. I can't believe Uncle Tristan's still lecturing me at this point in time. Just what exactly did I do wrong?" Sure enough, Tristan saw her swollen ankle after removing her shoe. "You really twisted your ankle, huh?" "Of course. Why do you think I'd be crying here?" "Because of Felix. How can that be? I'm really breaking up with him this time." Sophie and Tristan had no idea how to respond. "I was thinking of taking you out for a meal. Perhaps we should forget about it. It looks like you won't be able to walk in this condition. I'll send you home instead." "No. I don't want to go home. I want to have a meal with you too," said Isabel. She was in a terrible mood and hoped they could keep her company for a little while. "You can't walk in this state. Why don't you carry me on your back, Uncle Tristan? I've just broken up. I might overthink if you leave me alone." "What a joke. Since when would a person you overthink?" Isabel felt aggrieved. "What's that supposed to mean? What's wrong with people like me? Enough. Let's send her to the hospital to deal with the sprain." "I can't do anything about it when there isn't any equipment here," stated Sophie. "You're the best, Sophie," said Isabel while hugging Sophie. "Only Sophie treats me so kindly. Let's go." Tristan carried Isabel while Sophie grabbed the latter's sports jacket. Isabel was dressed casually that day. Upon arriving at the hospital, the doctor applied a sprain spray on Isabel's ankle before giving her the bottle of spray. "Your bone's fine. You'll just need to spray this on your ankle again after 3 hours." "Okay," Isabel responded obediently. After confirming Isabel's ankle was fine, Sophie and Tristan brought her out for a meal, to which the former insisted on having barbecue. Hence, the trio headed to a barbecue joint. Coincidentally, Felix was also there with another girl. That girl had had feelings for Felix for a long time and had been pursuing him. Of course, Isabel knew about it. Seeing that, Isabel could not help but snort coldly. "Ha! What was all that talk about having feelings for me? It's barely been 2 days since we broke up, and now, he's already found himself a rebound." Isabel placed lots of meat onto the grill and devoured them furiously. At that moment, all her plans to lose weight had been shoved to the back of her mind. Nothing mattered to her anymore. "Are you okay, Isabel?" Naturally, Sophie noticed Felix was with another girl, who was really attentive to him. "That's a lot of coincidences today." Isabel beamed. "I'm fine. I'm great. What's supposed to happen? I'm not bothered by it since we've already broken up." Isabel kept stuffing her mouth until her cheeks puffed up. Of course, Felix had spotted Isabel too. He was originally planning on leaving, but he decided to stay and continue eating with the woman when he realized Isabel was there as well. The woman eating with Felix was Victoria Johansson. She had been harboring feelings for him for many years. It just so happened that she asked him out for a meal that day. "Come on, Felix. Eat." Victoria piled food on Felix's plate, but the latter did not move. He did not like others placing food on his plate, even if Victoria had used the common ladle. Blushing, Victoria said, "I like you, Felix. I really like you. I liked you from the first time we met." Victoria had invited him out for a meal after learning about his breakup with Isabel. The former wanted to give herself a chance. Alas, Felix frowned at her confession. "Victoria, you know I don't feel that way for you. Isabel's the only person I like." "But didn't you two broke up already?" asked Victoria. "Felix, is Isabel really that great you'd ignore all the women in the world?" "Yes. She does have many bad habits." Isabel, who had been nearing their table, could not help but laugh out loud when she heard that. "So, that's who I am to Felix, a woman with many bad habits." She dashed past their table to go to the restroom. However, tears were already streaming down before she could even reach her destination. Only after she had washed her face in the restroom did she manage to control her emotions. "It's okay, Isabel. He's right. You do have many bad habits anyway." Isabel dried her face with a piece of tissue before heading back to the table to continue with the meal. Tristan and Sophie exchanged glances when they saw her reddened eyes. What happened to her? "Isabel, are you okay? We can go somewhere else if you don't like it here." Sophie was afraid Isabel might have an emotional breakdown. "I'm fine. I'm the one who dumped Felix." "There's nothing to be sad about," said Isabel. "That's right. I have many bad habits, and there's nothing that can be done." At the same time, Tristan figured Felix was in deep trouble. How could there be such a coincidence? Why did he have to have a meal with Victoria here? Meanwhile, Isabel continued eating while convincing herself that she was in a good mood. "I'm fine. That's enough. You've eaten a lot already. You mustn't eat anymore. You're a singer, remember." Sophie feared the only one to suffer would be Isabel if she stuffed herself with too much food. "Yep. Okay." Isabel put her fork down. Both Sophie and Tristan had finished eating too. While they were paying the bill, they bumped into Felix. Even so, Isabel did not even spare him a glance. "How dare he gossip behind my back when we've already broken up? He's gone too far." Felix, on the other hand, could not help but sigh. Looks like this woman isn't done being angry. It's useless to say anything at this point. It'll only make her even more upset. Just then, Victoria walked over. "Hey, Isabel." Victoria greeted naturally. Even though Felix had rejected her confession earlier, she still disliked Isabel because of how the latter was spoiled due to favoritism, which made her fearless. Victoria believed she should teach someone like Isabel a lesson. Isabel did not bother to respond. Of course, she knew who Victoria was, but they usually rarely had any interactions. There was a sweet smile on Victoria's face as she stood beside Felix. One would think they were getting married soon by just looking at them. "I'll wait for you guys in the car." Isabel walked out after saying that, not wanting to waste another second there. Noting that, Sophie informed Tristan, "I'll head out too. We'll wait for you in the car." After all, Isabel's leg was still swollen, so she was still limping as she walked. Felix could not help but frown. What happened to her? It's only been 2 days since our breakup. How did she end up like that? Just then, Tristan had finished settling the bill. What's wrong with her? Asked Felix. Nothing, congrats, Felix. You're finally free from Isabel. Victoria's great. You should take good care of her. Felix was bereft of words. His meal with Victoria was truly a coincidence. Yet Tristan made it sound like they were already dating each other. All right. I shall not bother the two of you. Don't forget to invite me to your wedding. Tristan did that on purpose. He almost burst out laughing when he saw the look on Felix's face. Mr. Tristan, you dash, said Felix. He's going overboard. He hasn't even told me what happened to Isabel's leg. He was about to run after his friend when Victoria grabbed his arm. Felix, I'm serious. I know you like Isabel, but she needs to be taught a lesson. You must make sure to teach her properly this time. Otherwise, your life will be miserable after you two get married. Despite having received Felix's rejection, Victoria could not help but be concerned about him. Teach Isabel a lesson? At the end of the day, it'll be her teaching me a lesson instead. After paying for the food, Felix said, Victoria, Isabel's the only person I love. I believe I've made myself very clear. Felix, why did you have to fall for Isabel? You wouldn't be so exhausted if I were the one you fell for. Victoria really liked Felix, and she had liked him for a long time. Sadly, that man did not reciprocate her feelings. Well, I'll get going now. If you regret it one day, and I happen to still be single, you can come looking for me, said Victoria with a chuckle. She still managed to force a smile despite feeling bitter on the inside. Felix went out to look for Isabel, but she was already gone. He also tried calling her, but she was still blocking his number. Looks like I won't be removed from the list. In the end, Felix had no choice but to call Tristan's number. Tristan was driving when he received the call. Hey, Mr. Northley. What's up? Tristan purposely put the call on loudspeaker. After all, Isabel had been in a foul mood ever since she got into the car. Where's Isabel? Give her the phone. Felix just wanted to have a few words with her. However, Isabel snorted in response. Congratulations, Mr. Northley. You found yourself a new girlfriend 2 days after a breakup, eh? Congratulations on getting rid of a spoiled child. I mean it. Isabel had not fully vented her anger after saying that. She really wanted to hit someone, but she could not do anything with her swollen ankle. You know you're my only girlfriend, Isabel. I understand you're angry, but please don't spout nonsense. Felix took in a deep breath. I mustn't argue with her. Otherwise, the situation will only sour further. However, that prompted Isabel to stop talking. It's not like I can't live a happy life without him. While Felix still had more to say, Isabel plugged her ears with earphones, unwilling to listen to another word out of his mouth. Sophie held her friend's shoulder and allowed the latter to lean on her own. After that, Isabel closed her eyes to rest. Tristan spoke. You should stop talking, Felix. She's wearing earphones right now, so it's obvious she doesn't want to listen to you. She misunderstood me, Mr. Tristan. Victoria's visit was a surprise to me as well. I just want to explain the situation to Isabel clearly, replied Felix aggrievedly. I never thought Isabel would see me having a meal with Victoria. Is she really going to break up with me this time? It's pointless for you to tell me these, Felix, stated Tristan. Isabel's the one who needs to know about this. If she really wants to break up with Felix, then it's his fault for letting this happen. She has been pampered since childhood and has never experienced any sort of aggrievement before. Thus, her reaction to the scene she witnessed is understandable. Honestly, Felix is done for. He continued. In any case, I won't speak any further about this matter with you. You're on your own. There's genuinely nothing I can do to help. Felix grabbed his hair, feeling even more frustrated than before. How did things turn out like this? Everything was going fine just a few days ago. How can she just break up with me? Is it possible that she never loved me? Is that why she's so willing to split up? Later, Felix went to Sean's law firm. Charles wasn't reliable, which was why he visited Sean. What do you think I should do, Sean? I really don't want to break up with her, nor have I ever thought of doing that. Felix sighed. Is there no way to turn this situation around? Asked Sean. He was aware of Isabel's personality. If she really wanted their relationship to end, then that was it. She may seem soft, but once she made up her mind, no one could change it. I think you should wait for 2 days. She isn't in a great mood right now, so no matter what you say, it won't work. It's best if both of you calm down first. Calm down? How can I calm down at a time like this? She even blocked my number, you know. What do you want to do, then? You know what kind of personality Isabel has. You're bound to suffer as long as you stay in a romantic relationship with her, replied Sean resignedly. This isn't a problem anyone else can solve for him. Felix grew even more irritated. At least she's still in Jipsdale and under your watchful eyes, no? Sean remarked. He's still doing better than. Sighing. Felix thought, I feel so exasperated right now. What if she really is breaking up with me? What if she never talks to me again? Is there anything I can do? When William saw Isabel returning to the Lombard residence with knitted eyebrows, he knew something was up. What's the matter with you? Weren't you doing fine just 2 days ago? William couldn't help but worry when he saw his favorite granddaughter acting like that. I'm fine, Grandpa. I twisted my ankle, that's all. It's painful. Isabel was unwilling to tell her grandfather about what happened between her and Felix. In that case, you should rest at home for the next few days. Don't go anywhere else, suggested William with heartache. You've been uncoordinated since childhood, yet you still want to learn to dance. Why are you being so foolish? Why can't she just stick to singing? I don't understand why she wants to dance. Instead of replying, Isabel started spacing out after a while. When Sarah returned, William spoke to her. You should talk to Isabel. She's been acting odd these 2 days. I want you to check if it's because that punk Felix bullied her. All right. I'll do that, assured Sarah. There's no way Felix has the heart to bully her. It's always been her doing the bullying. When she reached upstairs, she saw Isabel staring out the window blankly. What happened? Did Felix bully you? Upon hearing Sarah's voice, Isabel snapped back to her senses and shook her head. You know I'm always the one doing the bullying, Aunt Sarah. I've broken up with Felix. So, it is because of Felix that you're feeling down. I'll let your grandpa know about this and ask him to punish Felix. You shouldn't pay any mind to my matter, Aunt Sarah. I know what to do, replied Isabel. This is between Felix and me. I don't want anyone else to interfere. Ah, you still feel bad about Felix. I'm not. Our romantic relationship is our matter, and so it goes for our breakup as well. Does that mean you're really going to end your relationship with him? Sarah inquired. I don't believe they'll split up. Felix liked her for a long time. There's no way he'll give up on her that easily. I also know Isabel likes him a lot. It's just that she's still angry at him right now. Go and keep Grandpa company, Aunt Sarah. I want to be alone for now, requested Isabel. She was not in the mood for anyone to disturb her at the moment. All right then. You should take a nap. That night, after Sophie and Tristan returned, Sophie went upstairs to keep Isabel company. Upon opening the door, Sophie saw Isabel lying on the bed. In response, Sophie grabbed the spraying spray and sprayed Isabel's ankle. Do you think I'm terrible, Sophie? Wondered Isabel. I messed up my romantic relationship so badly. Hugging her friend, Sophie responded. I don't think so. It's normal for couples to quarrel with each other. It's nothing out of the ordinary. Really. But I've never seen you argue with Uncle Tristan before. You two always appear to be doing fine. Well, every couple interacts with each other differently. Don't think you're doing something wrong simply because what you did was different. Will I meet someone better than him in the future? Isabel bit her lip, feeling upset. You're still angry, Isabel. Wait until you've calmed down before making a final decision on the matter, okay? I've thought about this thoroughly already. If he feels exhausted staying with me, I want to break with him, spat Isabel. I bet he's drained because he's been tending to my emotions. If dating me is so tiring for him, then he doesn't need to continue doing so. I'll just be alone. All right, let's head downstairs for dinner. Everyone's waiting for you. Sophie left the bed and helped her friend down. While Isabel didn't have much appetite, she still went downstairs with Sophie. Everyone tells me I'm a very willful person, but, honestly, I really don't want anyone to worry about me. After dinner, Felix arrived at the Lombard residence, claiming he had come to visit Tristan. When he entered the building, he saw Isabel watching television with William. She didn't even greet him. In response to seeing that, Felix went to the study to meet with Tristan. He didn't have the nerve to act insolently while William was around. I guess I'll find another chance to talk to her. Felix didn't have anything he wanted to speak about with Tristan, so he just planted himself on the couch and spaced out. Tristan couldn't bear watching him like that any longer. Since you're here for Isabel, just head downstairs and talk to her. Don't you know your sighing is very distracting? Your father's with her right now. I don't have the guts to confront her with him around, replied Felix. Besides, if he finds out what happened, he'll skin me. Then what are you planning to do? Tristan questioned resignedly. I can't believe he has the nerve to sigh here while it's his responsibility to handle his romantic relationship. The only thing I want is to stay by Isabel's side. You know that. Then why did you break up? Tristan still had no idea what had transpired. You won't understand even if I tell you. You've never argued with Sophie about matters like these because both of you understand each other well. No words left Tristan's lips. Fine then. Since he doesn't want to tell me, I won't ask him about it either. It was then Sophie entered the study and saw Felix. Are you going to spend the night in the study, Mr. Northley? She joked. I know what I did wrong, Sophie. Can you help me, please? Felix gazed at her pleadingly. He knew Isabel was most willing to listen to Sophie. Don't look at me like that, Mr. Northley. It's pointless. Your romantic relationship with Isabel is a matter between the both of you. Besides, Isabel is really sad this time. She wants to set you free. Since it's exhausting for you two to stay together, you may as well just break up and go your separate ways. Set me free. I've never wanted freedom, though. I just want her. Felix stood. Isabel is heartless. Where are you going? I'm going to set things straight with Isabel. He turned to the exit. I can't take it anymore. If I hold back any longer, I'll go crazy. I'm going to settle the matter right now. As Sophie watched Felix leave, the edges of her lips curved upward. As long as Felix doesn't give up, there's no way Isabel can escape him. Frankly, Isabel is an innocent woman. She tends to think about things in an overly simple manner. It's because Felix loves her too much that he became like this. Otherwise, Isabel wouldn't have been his match. Suddenly, Tristan stood and hugged Sophie from behind. Isn't it annoying? Their romantic relationship is disturbing others. This is so ridiculous. Sophie remained still, allowing him to hug her. I don't think it's annoying. Speaking of which, I noticed we've never argued before. Is our relationship abnormal? There'll always be conflicts between men and women, yet we always seem to get along with each other well. Why do you think we need to argue? Tristan was confounded. I think we're doing fine right now. There's no need for us to quarrel over minor matters. Turning around, Sophie leaned into his embrace. I feel very lucky to have met you, Tristan. It must be because he's very forgiving that we never had any dispute. Tristan kissed her forehead, then her lips. In response, she lifted her head to receive the kisses. Her heartbeat gradually sped up as she felt her chest overflowing with love. When it came to her life so far, she was truly satisfied. Meanwhile, when Felix arrived at Isabel's room, he realized the door was locked from the inside. She must have done this because she knows I'll visit her. Thus, he decided to climb through the window. Fortunately for him, the window was open. Swiftly, he squeezed through it and noticed Isabel was in the bathroom. I'm not in a hurry. Since I'm already here, I may as well just wait for her. She'll come out sooner or later. 20 minutes later, Isabel exited the bathroom in a bathrobe. When she did, she saw Felix sitting on her bed. Frowning, she questioned furiously. How did you get in here? Who let you inside? What are you trying to do? Felix arrived before her, and pleaded pitifully. I admit I'm in the wrong this time, Isabel. Can we reconcile now? I don't want to argue with you. I just want to stay with you. When it came to Isabel, he had always been meek. Isabel sneered. Haven't we been getting along well, Isabel? Why did things between us suddenly become like this? We still love each other, so let's just solve any issues together. There's no need for this to happen. Everyone's unhappy right now, isn't it? Felix cried. Since you're unhappy when you're with me, let's break up. You don't need to accommodate me any longer, uttered Isabel seriously. Do you really want to split up with me? Felix was enraged by her words. Is it because you never loved me that you're able to propose this so easily? Sure, whatever you say. I have no words left to offer. His doubting of her feelings stung her. I can't believe he can say such a thing after we have been together for so long. It probably means he never understood me. In that case, let's go our separate ways. Fine. Don't regret your decision then. Without delay, Felix left. The moment he was out of Isabel's sight, she teared up. All right then. I guess we're through. Even without him, I'll be fine. I'm still the Isabel I always am. Upon entering the car, Felix leaned over the steering wheel, his chest heaving with the intensity of his emotions. Sean was right. I shouldn't have met with Isabel at this moment. Neither of us had calmed down yet, so it was inevitable we would hurt each other, even though it was just an insignificant conflict. I never thought this would be the outcome. My heart ached when I saw her reddened eyes, yet a few words from her, and I was ready to explode. He couldn't help but slap and reprimand himself. You're a fool, Felix. You must have hurt Isabel again with the words you said. I wonder what she's doing right now. Is she crying? She never could stand feeling aggrieved. Swiftly, he called Tristan. The call interrupted Tristan's steamy kiss with Sophie. Knitting his eyebrows, he thought, who's calling me right now? Do they have a death wish? Sophie was panting while leaning against the wall. You should answer it. Hence, Tristan accepted the call. You better have something important to say, Felix. Otherwise, I'm crippling you tomorrow. Can you ask Sophie to check up on Isabel, Mr. Tristan? We didn't part on good terms, requested Felix. Even though we quarreled, I'm still worried about her. She might overthink things. I think it's better if you two just break up, Tristan replied with a frown. Please, Mr. Tristan. Just ask Sophie to keep Isabel company, begged Felix. Fine, fine. I'll do that. Be careful on your way back. Judging from Felix's tone, he's clearly deeply hurt by this as well. It's also obvious how much he likes her. Even though he sounds like he's in pain, he's still looking out for Isabel's emotional state. I don't understand what the two of them are doing. If they like each other, they should remain together and work out their problems instead of bickering all day. Sophie tidied her messy shirt and hair before approaching Tristan. Upon glancing at Tristan's countenance, she had a pretty good guess of what had happened. What's the matter? They haven't made up yet. After he told her about Felix's request, she nodded. All right then. We'll stay here tonight. I'll keep Isabel company. I don't want you to keep anyone else company. Tristan pouted. Even if the person she's staying with is my niece, I still don't want her to go. Standing on her toes, Sophie kissed him. All right, you should return to your room and rest now. I'll take a look at Isabel. Don't worry. We still have a lifetime ahead of us. I'll always stay by your side. Tristan felt much better upon hearing that. That's right. You belong to me for the rest of your life, so we have plenty of time left. Although, I wonder, is a lifetime really that long? I want her to stay by my side in our next life and the one after that. I'll check up on Isabel now. She'll be fine with me by her side, reassured Sophie. Okay. Go ahead. When Sophie arrived at Isabel's room, she noticed the door was open. Upon entering the room, Sophie saw her friend applying a facial mask as if nothing had happened. Why are you here? It's late. You should rest. Isabel really didn't want to bother anyone. Since I've decided to break up with Felix, I should live a better life. Otherwise, Felix will think I can't move on from him. Sophie sat on the bed and stared at Isabel. Why are you gazing at me, Sophie? It makes me feel uncomfortable, you know, remarked Isabel. Sophie replied, We're best friends, aren't we, Isabel? You can tell me what's bothering you. In response, Isabel removed her facial mask. I'm serious this time, Sophie. I really want to break up with him. Since Felix feels so drained staying with me, why shouldn't I break up with him for his sake? If you truly want to separate from him, I'll support you. Regardless of your decision, I'll always have your back. Sophie didn't want to interrogate her friend. I'm not Isabel, so I don't know how she feels right now. All I can do is support her. After washing her face, Isabel lay on the bed with Sophie. You always treat me the best, Sophie. I really don't want anyone to ask me too many questions right now. All I need is for someone to stay by my side. Thus, the two of them slept with each other. The next day, Isabel put on fancy makeup as though what happened last night didn't occur. Sophie felt much more at ease when she saw her friend doing better emotionally. I'm not kidding, Sophie. There's no need to worry about me. I know I've always been finicky, but I know what I'm doing right now, assured Isabel. Since I'm the one who proposed the breakup, I'll do my best to move on from the relationship. I'm glad to see you like this. Sophie smiled. Isabel really has matured after spending 2 years in the entertainment industry. She's an independent woman now. Tristan drove both Sophie and Isabel to their destinations. We won't judge who's in the right and wrong for the breakup. Isabel. However, if you still love him, don't go overboard. Otherwise, it'll be difficult for you to clean up the mess afterward, he warned. Don't worry, Uncle Tristan. I know what I'm doing. This time, I'm certain I want to break up with him. I'm fine with not meeting him if it's too awkward for everyone to gather together in the future. Upon hearing that, Tristan shook his head. She sure is heartless. Now, I can't help but pity Felix for falling in love with someone like her. All right, then. In that case, we shouldn't interfere with their matters anymore. All that matters is that Isabel's happy. Felix will just have to learn to move on. When the car arrived before TS, Sophie was relieved to see Isabel stepping toward the building confidently. At least she doesn't seem to be in agony. This is good. Holding Sophie's hand, Tristan commented, I'm glad I met you. If I had fallen in love with a woman like Isabel, I think I would have died of a heart attack. He did not doubt she had the ability to do that. I think Isabel's fine. It's just that she still hasn't thought things through, replied Sophie. Regarding matters like these, it's impossible to tell what the people in the situation think. After Tristan sent Sophie to the medical association, he left. Recently, Sophie had been researching memory erasure there. It had been a few days since she went to the University of Medicine. Hence, the moment she arrived at the medical association, Dominic called her and spoke earnestly. What's the matter with you, Sophie? I know you're busy, But you still have to attend your classes, you know? It's been days. I know, Mr. Sawyer. There are a few matters that require my attention right now. I promise I'll return to the university after a few days. Of course, Sophie was aware of how much she was troubling Dominic. After all, she had just skipped grades, yet she hadn't shown up for her classes. Well, if you do have something important you need to take care of, go ahead. You have my support at the University of Medicine. No one will dare to do anything to you. It was because of how protective Dominic was that Sophie was concerned about him. Thank you, Mr. Sawyer. Upon ending the call, Sophie entered the medical association. There, she saw Nicholas again and frowned. He doesn't know how to give up, does he? What are you trying to do, Nicholas? You're bothering me. Instead of venturing deeper, she just stood there. Do you want us to fight to the bitter end? She rubbed her chin. I've already planned everything out. However, I'm not mature enough yet. I need a little more time to ensure this works. If not, the situation will get messy. I was missing you, which is why I came to visit. Don't worry. I won't disturb you. Besides, didn't you agree to treat me? Nicholas had gotten wise. He knew he wouldn't gain any advantage even if he took physical action against her. After all, if Sophie fought earnestly, there was a good chance he would lose. I'm busy today, so I don't have time to treat you. Besides, your ailment is psychological, and I'm not a psychiatrist. Upon ending her sentence, she ignored him and went further into the building. Also, don't follow me inside unless you don't mind fighting me here. When Arius strode into the building, he saw Nicholas still standing outside and couldn't help but chuckle. What are you doing? Nicholas. Seriously, why did you come here to torture yourself? Doesn't Anglander have a bunch of hot women? Sophie's a loyal woman. Once she's fallen for someone, she won't change her mind. Just because you don't speak doesn't mean others will think you're mute. Arius, Nicholas scowled. I'm already pissed off. Yet this man still wants to provoke me. Does he have a death wish? Indeed, no one will think I'm mute. However, I just find you pitiful since you'll never have the love you desire. In response, Nicholas stepped forward and grabbed Arius by the collar. Georgina just so happened to witness that scene when she arrived. Immediately, she seized Nicholas' hand. What are you doing? This is the medical association. Let him go now unless you want a piece of me. In reality, she was afraid. She was intimidated by Nicholas' domineering vibe. Despite that, she still wanted to protect Arius. Do you want to lose your hand? Glancing at Georgina's hand, Nicholas wondered if he had been too merciful lately. Is that why everyone wants to take a piss on my head? Arius ripped Nicholas' hand away before pulling Georgina to his side. You should return to where you came from. Nicholas. No one welcomes you here. I am so going to complain about him to Sophie. Let's go. Georgina. Don't pay any attention to this lunatic. Without delay, he dragged Georgina into the building. Nicholas was rendered speechless. Is that how other people see me? Truly, no one understands how much I love Sophie. When Richard arrived to pick him up, he saw the ladder's countenance and knew things hadn't progressed well. Haven't you already hired the hypnotist, boss? Why not just ask them to come here? If this drags on for too long, there'll be dire consequences. Nicholas has many enemies, after all. If they learn he's here, the outcome will be catastrophic. Fine. Ask the hypnotist to come here, ordered Nicholas. It seems like I've no other choice but to do this, Richard suggested. Let's return first, boss. Once the hypnotist arrives, we'll revisit Ms. Tanner. The plan won't proceed smoothly if he strains his relationship with her now. Yes, let's go. Upon returning to their residence, Richard contacted the hypnotist. Nicholas offered the hypnotist a very high price, which was why the latter was willing to make the trip. You don't need to worry about anything anymore, boss. The hypnotist will arrive the day after tomorrow, informed Richard. Exercise caution with this matter. I don't want anything to go wrong, Nicholas warned. Once I replace Tristan with me in her memories, I bet she'll start loving me. I have no choice but to do this. Upon opening a red wine, he poured its content into 2 glasses and handed one to Richard. I expect only success. I won't tolerate failure, do you hear me? I can't afford to fail again. Don't worry, boss. Everything will proceed as planned. Meanwhile, Sophie was still reading in the Medical Association's library. One could find any book they imagined there. Arius sat across from Sophie with a bottle of water in his hand. It's not a good idea to let him linger around here. I have no clue what he's thinking. He wants to hypnotize me. Sophie was already aware of his plan. Truly, it's something only he can come up with. He's insane. Arius wished he could tear Nicholas apart. He is. How are you still so calm? What else should I do? I can't just go and kill him. The sole reason Sophie hadn't done anything to Nicholas was that killing him would cause a lot of trouble. The hypnotist he hired seems pretty skilled. Biting her lip, she thought. I don't think that hypnotist can do anything to me if I don't cooperate, however. Have you told Tristan about this? You can just ask him to capture the hypnotist, proposed Arius. A grin settled on Sophie's countenance. You're finally smart for once. Don't worry. I can handle it. That doesn't lay my concerns to rest. It hadn't been easy for you to attain your current happiness. I just hope you'll never lose it because of Nicholas. I got it. Arius truly cared about Sophie and was willing to sacrifice anything for her. How's your relationship with Georgina? Falling in love feels pretty good, right? The edges of Sophie's lips curved upward. Georgina is such a good girl. It is. I like Georgina's personality. She never annoys me. Arius was satisfied with just that. Furrowing her brows, Sophie advised. Now that you're properly dating her, you should spend more time on her. Georgina has a great personality, but she needs attention too. All women need to be cared for. Really. I think she's very independent. She's capable of solving many issues without my help. Sometimes, I feel like she doesn't need me at all. Sophie shook her head. She's a meek woman, and she loves you, so she doesn't want to disturb you. However, any woman will always hope the person they love will pay more attention to them. Very well, then. I'll treat her to a meal later tonight, stated Arius. It doesn't seem like I'm doing an excellent job as a boyfriend, but I'll learn to do better. I really want to make Georgina happy. Nicholas didn't bother Sophie for the next few days because his plan was ready. All he needed to do was wait for the prime opportunity. However, he was very upset that he couldn't meet Sophie. Meanwhile, Tristan had tasked people to keep an eye on Nicholas. Naturally, he discovered Nicholas' oddity. What is Nicholas trying to do, Mr. Tristan? He's been staying in Chinoca for a very long time. Sean couldn't understand what Nicholas' goal was. His goal has always remained the same, and that's Sophie, answered Tristan. It's not like he's hiding his motive. We know that, Charles replied. It must be such a pain to have a powerful love rival. How about we just kill him? We totally should. I think it's better if we take him down before he can execute his plan. Besides, I bet you're annoyed that he keeps thinking about Sophie. Charles understood Tristan's emotions well. Yeah. If an opportunity presents itself, I won't show him any mercy, Tristan declared. It was then Felix entered the room.
Thank you for listening. If you have enjoyed this story, please like and share so others can see it too. Also hit the subscription button and notification bell so you can be notified on our next release. Thank you for your support. God bless you.